But it's time now for US News with the Queen of American showbiz, royal and political reporting, Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, we could do with a smile, we could do with some sunshine, live from Hollywood, California. What have you got to tell us? I think Harry, by the way, he seems to have quite an army of lawyers. What's going on at the moment?
I mean, this has got to be extremely expensive, Mark. Prince Harry, Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, Sadie Foster, and others are accusing the Associated Newspapers of unlawfully collecting information by bugging their homes and cars, recording phone calls, and illegally obtaining medical information about them. They say that the publisher used private detectives to spy on them, and a judge ruling in their favor that this case should go forward. He said the case should go ahead because the claims have a real prospect of succeeding. Now, you'll remember in June, Harry became the first senior member of the royal family to testify in court in more than a century when he testified against the Daily Mirror. So we're likely going to see something similar in this instance. He's also suing The Sun with Hugh Grant, that case scheduled to go to trial early next year. I can't imagine the kind of, litigation bills he's having to pay in Montecito. And I honestly think that it's negative on the brand to be going full force like this, constantly fighting the past. When are you going to look forward to the future?
Most definitely. And of course, the royal family have benefited from the largesse of the UK press, who, especially when Harry and Meghan got married, gave them slavish and favourable coverage. Can we talk about his relationship with Meghan at the moment? How are the two doing? Because I heard there was a rumour that Harry is somehow holding Meghan back.
Yeah, this is a great point made by one of Princess Diana's closest friends towards the end of her life, Mark. His name is Richard Kay. And he told Palace Confidential that the only thing standing in Meghan's way of her big Hollywood comeback is Prince Harry. He says it's harder for Meghan to launch her new career objectives amid all of the royal rift headlines. And again, with all of this litigation, it's hard for Meghan to, come out full force, trying to promote the TIG, trying to promote whatever project she has on the horizon when everybody wants to focus on the relationship with Harry's family.
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, Harry might have a legal bill if he loses. Robert De Niro, one of the most famous actors in the world, does have a big legal bill. What's going on?
Oh my gosh, Mark, can you believe this story? A jury ordered Robert De Niro's company to pay $1.2 million to his ex-assistant. This was an 8-day trial, fireworks every single day, where De Niro accused his ex-assistant of embezzling from him. He sought $6 million in damages, but the jury tossed his claim. The assistant had countersued for $12 million, claiming emotional abuse and bullying, weird back rub requests and all. And she was actually awarded $1.2 million. But this is one of those cases where you're like, I wish there were cameras in the courtroom.
Most definitely. We know that De Niro is a truly legendary actor, Taxi Driver, Goodfellas. What was it? Meet the Fockers as well. Quite good at comedy.
Yeah,
he is one of the biggest stars. I put my teeth back in and say that carefully. Family show. He really is a huge deal, isn't he, in the world of film?
He is. And I think that you expect somebody that's so respected and talented to be difficult, but not to this extent. I do think that this is going to be a little bit of a blow to the ego. And I think that people are perhaps looking at him differently today.
Isn't he famously a bit curmudgeonly? I've seen a couple of car crash interviews when he's been promoting his movies.
Yeah, and you could get away with that back in the day, but we're past the Me Too era. Back rubs are a no-go, you just have to be very careful today with everybody worried about getting canceled.
Yeah, too right. Listen, let's talk about the man that would like to be the next president of the United States. He's already done it once. Donald Trump. What's going on?
Oh, you're going to love this story, Mark. Former President Donald Trump told the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, say that 5 times fast, that he would be open to Tucker Carlson as his vice president. He said, I like Tucker a lot. I guess I would. I think I'd say I would because he's got great common sense. He says it's not about being a conservative, which both men are. But he said it's about having common sense. And he said they both want to have safer borders, and they believe in the border border wall because border walls work. I think that would be a powerhouse team, Mark, but I don't know if we're going to be able to lure Tucker away from that Twitter/X paycheck he's getting for his new show.
Well, that's right. I mean, I'm trying to think of the UK equivalent, and I guess it would be Rishi Sunak with Eamon Holmes as his running mate.
Oh, wow. That's just two stallions I'd vote for.
Most definitely. Stallion is the word, and I've seen the evidence with my own eyes. Listen, let's talk about pop star Katy Perry, who's also won quite a significant legal battle this week.
Mark, when are we going to leave the old people alone is what I'd love to say to Katy Perry. I love her, but Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, they won a 3-year battle against a disabled veteran over a $15 million sale of their Montecito property. That's right. They're neighbors with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's an 84-year-old man that they've gone head to head with, and he claims he was under the influence of painkillers at the time of the sale and only realized what he'd agreed to days later after his haze wore off. Now, this is not the first time Katy has gone to court with older people. In 2015, Katy battled with elderly Roman Catholic nuns over the sale of a Los Angeles-based convent. She purchased the building in 2015 for $14.5 million in cash, and a judge ruled against the nuns. So we got to get Katy Perry's lawyers, apparently, if we ever have any trouble.
Well, definitely. So $15 million for this place in Montecito. What does $15 million buy you, Kinsey?
Well, 16 bathrooms if you're Harry and Meghan. Montecito is one of the nicest venues we've got in the state of California. Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Rob Lowe, some of the biggest stars live there because it is...
Bring the house values down. Yeah, crumbs. Well, these people have got money coming out of their ears, haven't they? I mean, Katy Perry, I guess what is she, the new Madonna or something?
Well, Madonna would tell you no, but Katy Perry is one of those pop stars that has her fingers in everything. She's got her shoes, she's got perfume, she's, not just a pop star, she's on QVC selling blenders and shoes, so she's also on American Idol as a judge. She has expanded her empire in a way that, I think most people envy.
Last question, and it's about Charles at 75. It's his birthday this week. What's your appraisal of our new monarch?
Mark, I really admire his first year as your monarch. There was chaos. We had Liz and the lettuce, and we've gone through multiple prime ministers, but there is still the stability that the monarchy brings, and I think people admire your country, and I think that they admire the royal family, and that I do credit to King Charles.
He's not as glamorous as the Queen, but as I said in my Take at 10, he is box office. There's no one in the world too powerful to meet this guy or give him an audience.
Agreed. I don't know if he would look as good in a tiara, but I'd love to see it.
Listen, you look good in anything, and we'll see you in a week's time. The brilliant Kinsey Schofield. Thank you so much, Kinsey, wearing your beautiful poppy as well, which goes very well with your pink dress. My thanks to the Queen of US showbiz, royal and political reporting, a very old friend of mine, Kinsey Schofield.